Because of quarantine, I've decided to start cutting my hair. Hasn't turned out the best, but that's not the point of the video. Today we're going to talk about the concept and myth of the D1 or bust. I've seen this a lot floating around Twitter and Instagram and all this kind of stuff about whether or not if you make it to the D1 colleges, if you don't make it there, then you're never going to have a career of any kind. So I want to dive into that, and I'm going to try to do this in one take. These are just my thoughts, just my opinion. You can kind of consider it a rant. Let's go. So welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben Jordan. I am a USSF coach here based in Southern California. And today's topic / rant is all about the myth or the theory, I don't know what you want to call it, D1 or bust, okay? And what I mean by D1 or bust is this concept that high school athletes, if they don't make it to a Division I powerhouse school or a Division I school in general, that there is no chance, one, that they'll play college, or two, that they'll even have a professional career after that. And I think that is a very negative mentality and a very dangerous mentality to have, because I think that can lead you down the wrong path, especially if you're not getting the right attention at the right time. And what I mean by that is to go to a D1 powerhouse school, and just the few that are off the top of my head, you have Duke, Wake Forest, Louisville, Akron, Stanford, UCLA, those powerhouse schools, the reality is if you're one of the best high school athletes in the United States, you're already being looked at from an early age. Maybe you're freshman, sophomore, definitely around those school years in high school, and you're already on their radar because you are just above and beyond every other high school athlete in the country. If you're not on the radar of one of the powerhouse schools, then if you have this idea that you want to make it to a Division I school and you're not being looked at from the beginning, it can lead you down the wrong path where you think that if I don't get a Division I scholarship, or if I don't get a Division I school looking at me or offering me something, then I'm not going to college, or I'm not going to do college soccer. And the reason I say that's such a dangerous mentality is because when you need to look at college soccer from your end goal, right? What is your end goal when it comes to if you want to have a career or just in general? And if your end goal, right, is to become a professional soccer player, that's your end goal right here. And you only think that the way to get here is by going to a D1 powerhouse school. Now, albeit going to a D1 powerhouse school has its benefits, obviously, because, take Duke or Wake Forest or Akron, for example. If you're playing for those schools, you're already playing on ESPN, ESPN Plus, you're playing in mega conferences, NCAA Division I. You're already having big recruiters for professional teams looking at you because you go to a powerhouse school. Now, if you make it there and you don't get to play, that's an entirely different story, which it's an entirely different video that I'm making, because you have to get there and you have to play, right? You have to be on the field. And I think to get to an end goal, become a professional, there are so many other paths and routes to get here. And this D1 or bust mentality, I think, is so dangerous because really talented kids coming from high schools may not get that D1 offer yet. And if they don't get it right now, it's done for them. And I say it's dangerous because there are so many factors that go into looking at schools and these schools that you want to go to, that you really have to be the most brutally honest with yourself about your chances of making it to a D1 school. If your end goal is professional soccer, you have to look at every route that you can get to that point. College may not be the best option for you. Plain and simple. Division II may be the best option. Division III may be the best option. NAIA may be the best option. All those may be better than just putting all your eggs in the basket of a Division I school that's not looking at you. Okay? And I think it's dangerous to get stuck in this D1 or bust mentality, because you may be a fantastic player, but you're not willing to put in the effort of going a harder way and a harder route to get to where you want to be. If your goal is just to play college soccer, then go play JUCO. You can play at a Division III NAIA school, still have a great career. But most kids, realistically and honestly, who go to powerhouse D1 schools, they will probably, if they want to, play professional. Even sometimes Division I athletes don't even make it to the professional. They're not even recruited, right? They go to Division I school, but they're not recruited to go play by a professional team, or they're not recruited, you know, and they don't get drafted or whatever, you know, however the system works, which is an entirely different thing. But maybe they don't even get the chance that they want once they reach that level. So I think it's all about how realistic you are about what your end goal is. And I think the perfect example of this is actually a YouTuber, Matt Sheldon. And he played 1 or 2 years, and then he realized early on that he wanted to be a professional soccer player. He dropped out of school, started pursuing the pro route through trials, reaching out, building contacts, building a network, eventually traveled around the world, played at a few clubs, and now he's with the FC Tulsa in Division II, which is the second level underneath the MLS. Totally different route than just going to 4 years of school and then trying to make it there. That is not going to work for everybody, but you have to look at what route you want to take. And I think removing the D1 or bust concept and mentality from your own mentality is the best thing you can do for yourself, because there are so many ways to get to Division I school that if you're not getting offers from the minute it starts, I wouldn't break a sweat. And that's my honest opinion, and my honest truth about this is because it's just such a dangerous mentality to have, and it'll make it so negative, and it'll make everything seem so much worse than it actually is, because Duke's not sending you an offer letter, or Wake Forest is not saying that they're going to give you a full scholarship, or, you know, what, Akron is not telling that they want you to be a starter in their program. Like that, I mean, you just have to be honest with yourself. And I think what separates the 1% is what kind of work ethic you have, how hard of a work ethic you're going to implement, and how much work you're going to put in to reach your goals. Because the reality is, if you make it to a Division I school, but you suck ass at school, then you'll be cut. You'll be dropped from the program. You'll be suspended. You have to be prepared to do the work on the field and then the work off the field. So Division I school is not your guaranteed path to being professional. So I think you just have to be brutally honest with yourself and saying, if I make it to Division I school, what is next? Okay. And if you're in high school and you want to make it to Division I school, you have to think, what do I need to do now to get here? So if you're a freshman or sophomore and you want to go to Division I school, you need to think, how can I become the best player in my high school, in my conference, in my region, and in my state, and in the nation? Okay. You need to look at those options, and you need to say, how do I need to do that? And what do I need to do now to get D1 schools to look at me and give me offers and say, we want you to be a part of our program? And then you have to do that in the classroom, and you got to do it outside the classroom. They're equally important when it comes to college soccer. So I would say my advice would be, if you're in high school right now and you want to be a Division I athlete, if you're a senior, the honest truth is it's probably too late to make it to a D1 school right now. And I don't say that to discourage you, or I don't say that to discourage anyone. I just say that because most colleges by this time now, they already have their 2021 class done, right? They've already sent their offers to all the people that they want to bring into their program. Most kids have already committed, signed, and they're ready to go, because National Signing Day is like November 11th. So you're only a couple weeks away from unveiling your class of 2021. If you're in high school and you are a senior, look at smaller schools, look at JUCOs, and then work your ass off once you get to those JUCOs to get to the next level, okay? And the best advice I can give you without making this video way too long is, when you find a JUCO that you know is gonna help you get to that next level, and there's coaches out there that'll do it, and there's coaches out there that don't care, they just wanna win. You need to be selective. If you're in high school, freshman, sophomore, junior, you need to think, what does a D1 school require in terms of athletics first? Because if you want to go on the athletic side, that's great, but you need to put your academics before that. You need to think, how am I going to get a better shot at making a D1 school with academics versus athletics? And the reason I say that is because I think academics holds a little more weight when it comes to getting scholarships, getting academic scholarships, getting tuition scholarships, getting loans, whatever you wanted. I think it's going to give you a better chance of going to a D1 school, finishing with a 4-year degree, and have an option B in the future of if a soccer career doesn't work out, versus solely relying on your athletic ability to take you so far. Okay, if you're in high school, now you need to think about academics, getting the best grades you possibly can, getting the best SAT, ACT scores you can. And then when it comes to the athletic side, you need to look at previous D1 athletes who became professional, and you need to go back and see what they've won. And here's a great tip for you guys. If you are a freshman or sophomore, go onto your Division I school that you want to go to. Click on a profile of an athlete that's currently there. Maybe look at a senior, for example. Look at a senior and a freshman, and then go down to their profile, their bio, and it'll tell you all the accolades that they had. It'll tell you everything they won in high school. Ooh, it'll tell you everything they won in college. It'll tell you everything. And you need to look at those and say, realistically, I want to get those. How hard do I need to work? Okay? Now, that whole video right here, or this whole video right here, is a bunch of videos that I want to make and be a whole lot more specific. So I'll end it by saying that if you're stuck on the D1 or bust mentality, I don't think it's going to work out for you. I think you're going to be very, very negative, and I think you're going to be very bitter when it comes to the sport, maybe when it comes to the college that you're looking at and you didn't get an offer from. I think it limits your ability to think bigger picture. I think it limits your ability to look at other schools and be subjective and objective when it comes to your college career, which I think is a very important characteristic trait to have. And I think it makes you think that you are better than you actually are. And I don't say that to be mean. I say that to say that if you think you can play a D1 level and you think you're there and you don't get an offer, you're going to not think about other schools because you think a D1 or D2, or you think a D2 or D3 or NAIA, they're a lower level. And they may be, some schools may not be on par, but you have to think of a lot of other reasons. And I think it's best to just be objective and realistic with your own abilities, your own situation, and what your end goal is. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is a series that I'm going to be starting regularly. I find stuff on Twitter, on Instagram. I take a screenshot of it so I don't forget. And they're really just topics that I think are dangerous to leave around and to have floating around, especially because kids in high school like yourself or whoever's watching this are very impressionable. And I think it can have negative impacts on some people's lives and their abilities and their desire to play. So if you guys enjoyed the video, that's fantastic. I hope you get something out of this. Remember, my offer for coaches and players is always the same. If I can help you out in any way, please send me an email. I have a pop-up card at the end of the video with my personal email address. You guys can shoot me an email asking any question you want. Send me your highlight video, send me your coach's CV. Whatever I can do to help you guys get to the next level, offer any kind of advice, I won't drop what I'm doing, but I will help you in any way, shape, or form that I can. If you guys enjoyed the video, it'd be greatly appreciated if you like, subscribe, push this anywhere, share the video, check out the Instagram page. There's a lot of just content, not necessarily focused towards one area or another, but it'd be greatly appreciated to help grow the channel any way we can. And again, if I can help you guys, let me know.